Today's devotion is another one of the articles from the Apology to the Augsburg Confession that it wasn't really disputed heavily, at least by the... So this was written, the Book of Concord. A lot of these materials were written, and they're the biggest opponent, I guess, that they were dealing with. What they were mostly responding to was the Catholic Church. So this article is in here, and it starts off by saying they approve the 9th article, in which we confess that baptism is necessary for salvation, that children are to be baptized, and that the baptism of children is not ineffective, but necessary and efficacious for salvation. Okay? So this is one place where Lutheran and Catholic theology is pretty close, because we believe that the Holy Spirit works in baptism, that he works out, that's an incredible gift of God, of salvation to his people, that through baptism God adopts people into his family, into his church, that it is a mark on that child for the rest of their life, that one baptism sticks. Just because you switch churches or we don't believe you need rebaptism. Your one baptism works. And the Catholic Church, the Catholic theology and Lutheran theology on this is very, very similar. I'm sure there are some nuances. Like I've said before, I'm not an expert on Catholic theology. By a lot of standards, I'm probably not an expert on Lutheran theology either, but I'm much more familiar with it, obviously. But the reason they put this in here is because there are groups who they're responding to, and these are other Protestant groups at the time, who say that it's inappropriate to baptize children. And where that at its core comes from is a sort of works righteousness theology that says you have to understand what's going on. You have to commit. You have to you commit your life to Christ. You have to accept Christ in your life, whatever. And we say, no, all the work in baptism is done by the Holy Spirit. So it doesn't really matter what the kid understands, because it's not the kid's work. It's not the work of his understanding. So that's kind of a clarification we make. And that's kind of what this article jumps into. So core, where does this impact our practice? We baptize infants and anyone else. So if you come to the faith late in life and you come and you're say you're joining Edgewater, and you say, I want to be baptized, I will baptize you as soon as humanly possible. Well, I shouldn't say that. I would love to wait to baptize you on a Sunday so we can celebrate that event with you. And we can do it as part of the service, and it would be a really cool thing. And if you've been baptized in another denomination, so say you were raised Roman Catholic and you were born Roman Catholic, if you come to Edgewater, I'm not going to say you need another baptism. That baptism worked. Right? God, the Holy Spirit works through baptism. We believe that and we practice that. So we'll baptize you if you haven't been baptized. If you have been baptized, we recognize that baptism. I'd still love to know the date, because then I can keep my records straight of when different people were baptized. But anyway, so that's our belief on baptism. Questions, comments, drop them below. And brothers and sisters, go in peace. Serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.